Forgiveness. What do you think of when you hear the word forgiveness? Maybe the last time someone has wronged you and the emotional struggle thereafter. But what if that person was you? What then? Today, I want to take you guys on a journey many of us can relate to, a journey striving for personal growth and transformation. I'm sure none of you guys here in the audience are strangers to pain, disappointment, and betrayal. If I were to stand here today and tell you to forgive those who've wronged you, claiming that such is the key to building connections, it would be a waste of your time, as I'm sure you've all heard it before. While forgiveness is initially associated with forgiving others, we often overlook the profound impact of forgiving ourselves. Embracing self-forgiveness can help you unlock personal growth, cultivate self-compassion, and help you build stronger connections, not only with yourself, but with others too. I need you guys to raise your hand if you relate to or agree with this question. In your daily lives, have you guys found it easier to forgive other people for their mistakes and their wrongdoings than to forgive yourself for yours? If you raise your hand and you're like me, the type of person that always thinks about the would have, could have, and should have, I need you to pay extra attention to this. Self-forgiveness does not mean that you're off the hook for what has happened or that you're somehow happy about what has been done. Forgiveness, whether of someone else or yourself, means that you choose to let go of the barriers that hold you back, the feelings of anger, blame, and negativity, by acknowledging what has been done. Research has actually shown that higher levels of forgiveness is related to biopsychological well-being. And more importantly, it can serve as a shield against several disorders such as depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder. These are all barriers holding you back from creating genuine and meaningful connections with people. With a sense of self-blame, always comes a barrier of guilt that stands in the path of you achieving your true potential. I have personally found it that it's the times that I'm the least in tune with myself and my emotions are the times that I find it the most difficult to build bridges with the people that mean the most to me. We all have to start somewhere on this journey, and in most cases, that is with self-forgiveness and breaking the walls and barriers of our own making. Now, you may ask yourself, what am I supposed to do with all this information? And how can I start? It all starts here, right now, together. I want you guys to take a moment and think of a time that you blamed yourself or felt anger towards yourself for something that you did or something that happened to you. Okay. Now, everyone has something in mind. I know it can be hard to think of something on the spot. Okay. If you have something in mind, I want you to keep this with you as we go through this process called the 4 R's of forgiveness. What are the 4 R's of forgiveness? The 4 R's of forgiveness stands for responsibility, remorse, restoration, and renewal. Before anything, you need to understand your emotions. Becoming aware of the emotions you're experiencing is an important part of learning to forgive yourself. It is actually scientifically proven that when you're able to identify and label these emotions, you can greatly reduce the intensity of them. Now comes responsibility. You need to take responsibility if in this situation you did something wrong that cause these negative feelings in yourself or in other people, you need to take responsibility for it. An important part of learning to forgive yourself is to confront the root of these actions and the root of the problem. However, the key is to approach this with self-compassion. I want you guys to forgive yourself the same way that you would when forgiving a friend. Remorse. As a result of taking responsibility, you may experience a range of negative feelings, including guilt and shame. It is completely normal and even healthy to feel guilty when you've done something wrong. However, you need to express remorse for it. Restoration. You need to make amends. And yes, I do mean with yourself. You need to start building a healthy relationship with yourself by terminating all the negative thoughts. If you raised your hand earlier, and you need to let go of the would have, could have, and should haves, and instead look at through life from what I could do, should do, and will do. As people, we often tend to forget that we can't change the past. However, we have every means to control our futures. Well, you may not be able to control all the rocks that life throws at you. However, you can control your reaction, your response, and the decisions that you make after. Which takes us to the last part, renewal. Now, everyone has done things for which they feel sorry or regretful for, and I promise you, everyone does. However, being sorry for yourself without a change in action means nothing. I want you guys to take one positive thing from the memory that you had in mind earlier. This can be something that you learned from this experience, or somehow that you grew from it, or it can even be a mistake that you made, whether that be in your reaction or something that you said. I want you guys to think about it and think how you could react differently the next time you come across such incident. Life is always about evolving, and without mistakes, there would be no such a thing. As you leave this room today, I hope that you can recognize that one thing is for sure. You will make mistakes. Learn to learn from them. Learn to forgive yourself. Learn to laugh when everything falls apart, because sometimes it will. When they do, let it break your barriers, not your bridges. Thank you.